So welcome. Welcome to the big interview series. This is brought to you by WhatPackaging and IPMMI. Our guest today is P. Sajith. He is the director at Stelda and managing director at Bindwel. So first and foremost, thank you so much for doing this, Sajith. I know you're super busy with Printpack round the corner and of course all your book adventures. First question, 2025, a new beginning, and obviously lots and lots of things that have transpired in the last year in terms of elections in various corners of the planet. So again, your projections, your sense of where all this is heading and what is going to unfold.
Thank you, Ramu, for this opportunity. As far as packaging in 2025 is concerned, I think there will be renewed emphasis on sustainability and intelligent packaging. Of course, robotics and automation are going to be the buzzwords. Even though I am not a great fan of filling Indian factories with robots, I still feel that intelligent automation, custom built for mass manufacturing, are much more efficient
Yeah.
than what we are seeing in a country like India. But there are separate stories related to different segments where flexibility is needed, customization is needed, etc. We also hope that this year would see more importance given to supply chain logistics, where things like damages and transit losses and pilferage would be given more emphasis. It'll have more focus of all the CEOs of these brands instead of writing them off as mere expenses.
Yeah.
My call for 2025.
Yeah, yeah. And what's happening with Stelda? I mean, your plans, I know 2024 concluded on a high note with the ITC Wimco sort of partnership, etc. So, what else should we expect from your little treasure trove this year?
As far as within Stelda now we see two divisions, which is secondary and tertiary packaging, which comes under Stelda.
Yeah.
So we would merge the monocarton filling business, which is the cartonator business, along with Stelda, which has come thanks to our acquisition of the brand and technology from Wimco. And tube filling will be the other division. We are also organizing our sales and service to have specialized attention given to these two entirely different types of machines, though addressing the same customer or similar kind of industries. We are going to have a number of launches within the case packaging or case erection typically, where corrugated boxes are opened up and either glued or taped on the bottom. One of the biggest challenges that we have seen in India is factories, the way they are already constructed. There is absolutely no scope for expansion because end of are almost reaching the end of the door kind of thing. So there's something which can just go out of that. So to place a case erecting machine, which is based on the size of the shipper carton that you want to erect, has been one of the biggest challenges. So we have designed a very innovative product which requires only half the footprint of what it takes currently. It has been already tested and it has gone in for. I mean, we are doing the patent procedure for that product because
Nice.
innovation, and we hope to launch that in this year. We also understand, though case sealing with hot melts is the most sustainable method for case sealing or case packaging, the brands are taking time, and the customers need time in order to adopt this system, which would reduce the quantity of single-use plastics like tapes or straps used in the system. So we understand that it's going to take a time. So we are going to offer a solution where you go in for a taping machine now, but any given point of time in future, you want to convert that as a case sealing machine with hot glue. we
Yeah.
can do in half an hour time. So
Yeah.
a
Wow.
very innovative solution. So currently, you can't convert taping machines to
Yeah.
gluing machines because of the
Yeah.
way they are structured. So
Yeah.
these two are the innovations that we are coming to and bringing into the market,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah.
that's as far as Stelda is concerned.
Right. Just quickly want to know, because I know you had a sort of solid presence during Interpack, and I know that there has been significant footprint in India. I know it's been slow and steady work, but you finally, I mean, reached the tipping point, as it were. Two questions, because you were also able to test the technology at Interpack. What was the kind of sense you got there, and any fructification that transpired over there? Because I know these are all, they all take some amount of gestation period, gestation time, because you're also doing concept selling. So what's the sense that you got globally? Because I mean, it's an exciting technology, but how are the big boys in the brand space sort of looking at this?
Yeah. So when we went to Interpack, I mean, I think the whole concept of getting into end of line packaging began with multiple visits to Interpack in the
Yeah.
past,
Yeah.
2014 and things like that. When we went to Interpack, 2017, and
Yeah.
at the recent one post COVID, we could see a difference in terms of earlier the show had only case packaging predominantly employing taping. Now
Yeah.
we could see there is a shift towards gluing. So that means glue. I mean, I mean, since we were the only ones who were trying to do this in our own
Mm.
crazy manner, and we had self doubts, whether is
Yeah.
it the right way or right path to follow, because we are talking about industries, manufacturing processes. We
Yeah.
can't just bring in our innovative concept and then assume that we're going to change everything.
Yeah.
Then we could see we could validate what we are doing is in the right direction. So that was the biggest achievement in Interpack. We met a lot of Indian customers that has resulted in orders later. We were also trying to or hoping to get partnerships with OEM, but that has been a slow process.
Yeah.
But still something which my co-director based out of Germany, Mr. Kai Buntermeyer, is trying
Yeah.
to reach out to suppliers so that at least when their machines come into India, they don't need to have another case sealing or case packaging in that whole end
Yeah.
of line, the full line, right? So you can say mixed bag. It has helped us more in India rather than outside India.
Nice.
We
Mm.
feel that it's going to take a lot of such exposures in order to finally
Mm. Mm.
grab
Yeah.
the customer.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Um, just quickly now, next 12 months, your priority, what are we looking at from Stelda? What, of course, in addition to sort of maybe a high decibel campaign at various shows, etc. But what else are we looking at? Investments, you're going to create more more products that boost productivity, more of digital integration. You're going to rethink design. What is it that, the team at Stelda is aspiring to do in your Bangalore factory?
So all of these are Ramu, very important. But I think our biggest, most important thing on our cards, at least as Stelda and Bindwel as a group, is uh, developing the next gen of business leaders within the group.
Mm.
We have grown well in the last few years. Now we need to ensure that this is not a 30-year-old company. It's not something which is going to, go away with some of us,
Correct.
not being in the scene. So the biggest emphasis this year is going to be building up a team which will take this group to the next through the next 20 years.
Yeah.
So that is the most important thing in all our mind now.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
And rest of the things like those are all daily we need to rethink this, and daily we need to develop
Yeah.
something. If you don't do, someone else will do. So
Yeah.
we are at it, but this is the most important.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Oh, make,
also integrating the Wimco business into this,
yeah. Yeah.
which
Sure.
is yeah.
So well done. We are concluded with part one. We move on to part two now. This is a fairly straightforward thing. We have 10 questions for you. Basically, how the industry was back then and how things are now, because obviously It's not something that's been status quo and static. There's been lots of things, developments, etc. So just curious to pick your brain, because obviously, I mean, the ecosystem evolves, and accordingly, you're also making the necessary things. So first one, which I think is, I'm curious to know your customers back then and your customers today.
So I have two different types of
Yeah,
customers. As far as Stelda is concerned, it is a new concept that we are trying to sell, and I think it's I mean it's been slower than what we hoped
yeah,
for it to be. So change is difficult in that sense in any kind of thing, but it's happening. As
yeah,
far as the Wimco business is concerned, yeah, I mean, I think it's a new set of customers whom we have acquired. Wimco has more than 500 customers spread across India,
yeah.
and we have been able to meet roughly about 120 customers in the last 1 month. No, sorry,
Wow,
last 3 months. I'm
3 months.
sorry, 3 months.
Yeah,
And this is not making telephone calls. It's our engineers going,
yeah,
auditing their machines, and then doing the health checkup, and then confirming what needs to be done. So that has been a huge learning and huge experience. So
yeah,
yes, all of them want more speed, more automation, more safety, sustainability. Yes, all those things are very different from what we used to see in the past. But drastic changes, huge paradigm shift, like what we would have hoped would happen, case sealing going from taping to gluing. No, it is still very slow.
yeah, yeah. So by when do you think this conversation about optimal, I'm going to try to quote you correctly, optimal dimensional ratios for easy handling, etc., will be, a buzzword, is something that all customers are, because I see the struggle in terms of concept selling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's tough. I get what you're saying. Is I mean, when we came into the industry first, we saw very long corrugated boxes with hardly any width and height,
yeah,
probably to put those danglers kind of thing. So designs of corrugated boxes, the way it is done in India, is it's definitely following what your competition is doing. Uh, how many products can get into one box? What is the ideal SKU? What is the kind of sellable quantity based on the market demands? And how many of these boxes can get into the truck?
yeah,
All these are important.
yeah,
But then you are designing a box which can get damaged. Then you are designing a box which is very difficult to lift. Think about boxes with 40, 45 kg inside a box, and assuming somebody to manually lift it when we don't
yeah,
have real solutions within our supply chain logistics, handle them using pallet trucks or things like that. So it's far away from what is ideal. I do hope there would be discussions happening. It's started happening in some industries,
hmm,
uh, but it's been more uh, their customer driven, their markets driven, rather than a proactive thinking from themselves, saying that let's change the way.
sure, sure. Makes sense. Yeah. Basic customer service then, basic customer service now. I mean, again, do you see a shift? Because we just seem to be adding more and more things to the, the bouquet, as it were.
What I mean, as you know, from the bookbinding industry, we have been always a customer-centric kind of
Correct.
organization. Customer service, we keep saying we don't make the best of machines, but we give the best of services. So,
Yeah.
customer has been always the first, most important thing in our.
Yeah.
The way we approach that has absolutely not changed. It has only renewed our interest in saying even the smallest of customer, I mean, who's making buying a very small equipment also deserve the same kind of support. Probably more because they don't have the infrastructure. But the way we manage it has changed. More automation into that, more MIS systems, CRM, all those things are helping us understand what the customer wants quickly.
Mm,
Where is that we are going wrong so that we can improve these things? What should be the SLAs? And one of the things that we have just recently done is, since we have bookbinding, then post-press digital, as well as packaging, three divisions, and then we are regionally spread across the country. We have now started to integrate our after-sales service, be in terms of the people as well as storage of spare parts and things like that, so that there is some kind of scalability happening.
Yeah, yeah. Also, customer comfort, I guess, no degree of comfort. Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
if something goes wrong, they need it immediately. You can't wait for
True,
someone.
true, true, true. Okay, losses in transit at then and versus losses in transit now.
Same, or it might
Same
have
old,
gone.
same old. Yeah, yeah. And now something that I mean, I know a lot of manufacturers. This has become a sort of concern in a way. Is margins back then and margins today?
I think margins are, I mean, the whole value chain. If you look at whether it's our customers or whether it's us or our vendors. I mean, if you look at the whole value
Sure.
chain, um, margins can never be increased by way of squeezing your partner. It is not possible to, I mean, how much can I increase my margins by putting
Yeah.
pressure on our vendors? It's not possible. Maybe 10%, not more than that. It might look huge, but in engineering industry, as the way things are, it's not a very. I mean, we are not looking at absolute terms, not so much of money. What needs to be done is, in order to remain profitable, you need to keep giving customers more options at lesser cost, and then you still make more money. So it's a very tough tightrope walking kind of thing,
Yeah.
but it's feasible. We have done it. We have tried to do that. So as far as we are concerned, both top lines as well as bottom lines are very important. We don't want to
Mm.
we
Yeah.
don't want to uh, chase one and lose the other one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
definitely market shares are important. So when it came to a question of should we add more customers, then we have always said yes. I mean, even if it's at the cost of margins, yes.
Yeah.
But then that increase in market share leads us to a better margin at a later point of time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think the focus should be: are we able to retain the customer? Are we able to delight the customer? Then these things, naturally
Yeah.
follow.
Yeah, yeah. No, makes sense. Makes sense. I think customer retainership keeps coming back again and again. Yeah, yeah. And the other thing, which also I think keeps recurring, is that everybody thinks this India growth story is like a magic wand. Because there is the growth story, there are going to be everything else will naturally follow. Anyway, shipper cartons then versus shipper cartons now.
A lot of difference. I think when we started
Huge
working
difference.
in 2017 or 18, and the way these boxes were made, and today there's more awareness uh, 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 by the customers, thanks to a lot of shipper carton manufacturers investing in uh, good
Automatic
machines
lines.
to
Yeah,
deliver. Because they also realize it's no more a game of per kg
correct.
cost for carton. It had almost gone into cost commodity
Yeah,
kind of thing. So there
yeah.
is
True.
differentiation happening. There's more awareness. There is, but still, the way these are designed at the brand stage, I think a lot of work needs to be done. It should not be either designed to just fail, or it should not be over-engineered, or it should not. I mean, we all often see. I mean, a classic case is in the e-commerce, where you see a large box and a small product inside. We see a similar kind of instances where same box, multiple SKUs, and then you have more headroom. So there is
Yep.
a lot of work to be done from the angle of sustainability, where actually you can reduce the consumption of uh, paper in chipper carton, if you, or lightweight the boxes if you do the
Mm.
design right, and optimize them, and like what we spoke about, the ratio of length, breadth, height. Some work needs to be done, but overall the quality is really, really, really
Much better. Yep, yep, yep. Good. SKUs then versus SKUs now? What's the
I think more
sense?
or less, same. I mean, I think
Yep.
we are seeing a lot of disruptions in the market,
Mm.
including the quick commerce and
Quick one.
stuff like that. So I mean, I don't know where it will lead to,
Mm.
uh, but I think it's been market driven, and
Yep,
I think we need to go with that.
yep, yep, yep. Again, your pet subjects, supply chain logistics then versus supply chain logistics now. I mean, mainly things like transit challenges, and again, one of the things you alluded to just now, box handling.
Yeah.
What's the sense that you're getting? Because I mean, again, there is the the PPT driven world which talks about box handling in a particular way, and then there's 90% of India where boxes are obviously handled much more brutally. Yeah.
I mean, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, till I mean, the last time I checked in terms of the supply chain or logistics or transit numbers in India, the minimum number of times a box is handled is at least eight.
Eight. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
when it moves from a manufacturing unit to a point of sale. Uh,
Hmm.
and that's a complexity that we are dealing with. Do we have systems to manage that? No. Are we talking about palletization? I have not seen palletization beyond what you see the movement within the factory or from them to maybe their first warehouse or something. I don't see the full transport happening in pallets. Unlike the rest of the world, uh, there are no equipment to handle these boxes, and anytime something moves from let's say one point to another point, there are unloading, loading, and all that kind of things happening. So it's a lot of challenge for people who are managing supply chain. You don't have the scales to, let's say, send truckloads. I mean, otherwise, I thought, the moment GST came in, Nagpur would be the darling of all the manufacturers. They'll put up
Yeah.
large warehouses. They could just, bring in everything there and then send it. But that has not happened. So
Yeah.
it is very, very clearly they have a huge, a tough job to play. I'm still not sure whether that is given the kind of adequate importance within an organization, within a company, till something goes wrong.
True.
The people who are working there are basically pulled up when something goes wrong. Uh, However, a company's profitability margins can drastically improve, and even the customer experience. Think of a product reaching you either half of the product missing or something is damaged, versus you're giving a clean product in the hand of the consumer.
Yeah.
So these things need uh, uh, more focus from the brand owners, the investors, the companies, and things like that, and shareholders, which is still not, which is
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
it still doesn't get what it deserves.
True. True. True.
Once that importance is given, I think that'll shape up. They'll shape up much better than that.
Sure. Sure. All right. I mean, again, something that you've spoken about in this response, palletizing then versus palletizing now.
I
Better.
think I think it's the same. I mean, I think for moving the products uh, within the large factory where boxes are put and then pushed or put it into the uh, their warehouse or. But if you look at automatic palletization, in many cases you palletize and then before they are loaded onto the truck, then again you do the
Yeah.
depalletization.
True.
It's very very minuscule. It's very.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Still, yeah. Money savings then versus money savings now. I mean, this is again in operations. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that has been the largest priorities of all brands. We
Yeah.
think that lot can be. If it is clubbed with sustainability and if there is also emphasis on reduction of wastage, then it will do much better than what it is doing today.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Is there like a sort of checklist that you have, which you kind of share with your customers, brands, etc., in terms of how to tone down their waste component in that
Oh,
sense? I mean,
oh yes,
yeah. 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 Nice. Yeah.
Then
Sustain. Sorry.
we have something called as Stelda trial where we
Yeah.
ask customers to supply us the boxes and the products, and then we do the sealing and then tell them what is wrong in the design of their boxes, what can be done in order to improve them, how much of paper is wasted, and
Yeah.
what are the likelihood of the product getting damaged, and how can we prevent all that things. We
Yeah.
send it across to them. So we do about nothing less than 150 Stelda trials every year.
Wow.
Uh, but a very small percentage of that translates into orders for us. But
Hmm.
the gratifying fact is that many of these trials, the customers have gone and then changed the box, improved it and things like that. So we know it's a slow and steady game for us. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it sounds like a medical health checkup, no? So yeah.
we don't get to sell the medicines.
You don't get to sell the or do the surgery. Yeah. Sustainability then versus sustainability now?
It could do much better. I mean,
It could, yeah.
I'm still saying it's not enough. It's not enough.
Good. Well done, Sajit. So now we come to the rapid fire, which is the not so rapid fire. So you have to up the game. We both have to up the game. We have 5 minutes to go, and we have a bunch of very, very quick questions. So,
Yeah.
all right. So the first one in the rapid fire, trends. Are they friends or are they foe?
Uh, Friends,
Okay. All right. Growth, degrowth.
growth,
Both. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
growth. I said.
Top of the sorry.
Not both. Growth.
Growth. Top of the pyramid or bottom of the pyramid? This is something that's close to your heart. That's why. Yeah.
Right. I think things are changing, so it should be neither. I mean, basically, India's very very complex structure. We should have a cylindrical structure to think about how to address the market and different aspirations and different affordabilities.
Sure. Sure. And again, what kind of a sort of captain of the ship are you? Do you micromanage your business operations, etc., or it's on autopilot?
Neither.
Okay.
Both will crash the ship. That's for sure.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Okay. Advice, because I know you have a sort of fairly wise cabinet of wise people around you. So, how much of advice do you pay heed to, and how much do you ignore?
I listen to everything, soak in, and then again, if I have if I have a counterpoint, discuss that, and finally arrive at something which I take it forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Top line, bottom line. I think
Both,
you've already
both.
both. Yeah. Business cycle, because I mean, again, since COVID or prior to COVID, what's the view that you have? Marathon, sprint, long term, short term?
Always marathon.
Always marathon. Nice.
I can't run marathons, but my business to be a marathon definitely.
Right, right. Market view, cheer, fear. What's the sense you're getting? The industry, is it performing, outperforming, underperforming, or we are still in wait and watch mode?
Let's wait and watch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Now a tough one for you, two of your children. The Stelda AR 500 on-demand case packaging or the Siglosh?
Uh, Siglon,
Okay, nice. Strength of the brown box, or the security of the brown box?
both.
Yep. All right. One-time buy or leasing options?
I think leasing options would be the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that work in India a bit better?
It should
Yeah.
work. I mean, I think
Yeah. 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 Again, something that's very close to you, forecasting of orders. Do you do that quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, hourly?
we start with a budget for the annual forecast, and then we review them every month,
Okay.
and then do adjustments either in terms of if the expectations were too high and we are not meeting, then
Yeah.
we do the adjustment so that people don't burn out
Yeah. Yeah.
on a quarterly basis.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Logistics, I mean, especially your factory logistics, outsource in-house, because I know you're doing interesting things in Bangalore.
Uh, all our components are manufactured by our strong partners
Yeah.
in Bangalore uh, and Coimbatore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um, we do we do design
Yeah.
from starting from concepts, design, engineering, sourcing, inspection, assembly, and QC. Everything is in house.
Yeah.
That's the things we do with our partners.
Yeah. 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 What's important for you? Knowledge intensive or relationship intensive? How does, because again, two different things in bookbinding. I know it's a lot of relationships which have, in a way you've encashed. How is it with Stelda?
I think we were building relationships. We did not have any relationships in Stelda
Yes.
when we started
Yeah,
off. So
of
we
course.
started with knowledge.
Yeah.
Now that's translating into relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. And one factory that you visited recently or in the past that that made you go wow.
All my customers' factories.
No, no, no. That's a safe answer. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah.
for instance, I know you went to one of the major book publishers, and that was a kind of yeah. Hmm.
No, I mean, all these factories interest me in some way or the other, whether it's a small one or a big one. I mean, I'm a fan of our own factory. Every
Yeah,
time I go there, I don't trouble my team every month, but whenever I go there, I see a lot of changes, a lot of things
yeah,
to learn, a lot of things to change.
yeah,
So I don't get bogged down by the enormity or
yeah.
the huge factory with lots of machines kind of thing. That
Sure.
that has never been my charm.
Enamored you. Yeah, yeah,
So basically, I look at people who are the what are the kind of systems they have put in place.
yeah.
So these are small things. So there's a lot of learning even in small factories.
Of course. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No,
one of
small
the
can be beautiful. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Next show or conference that you will attend?
So tomorrow we are there in Print Summit, and
Right.
this February we have two major shows. One is beginning at Print Pack in Greater Noida, and then we are taking part in Hunkler Innovation Days. So we'll be the
Oh,
first
nice.
Indian manufacturer to be part of Hunkler Innovation Days.
Oh, well done. Congratulations. And okay, what will Stelda eliminate? Plastic first. What will Stelda eliminate first? Plastic tapes or straps or shrink wraps?
Tapes and straps.
Okay, okay. And why do you say that?
I think most of the cases straps are not needed. It is it is through education we have been able to tell people instead of four, go for two. Many of our customers have done it, and tapes anyway is where we are trying to replace them by gluing instead of taping. Shrink wrapping, many cases it is done for protecting the paper box from moisture.
Yeah,
So unless you have right coating methodology or technique, that might stay for some time. Uh, Definitely, tapes and straps we can replace.
makes sense. Makes sense. And I know you're one of the voices of sanity at IPMMI. So, and we have the budget coming up in what, 2 fortnights. So, any wish list that you have, maybe not, which may not be addressed in this budget, but any wish list on behalf of the industry?
Uh, I can't think of budgets helping us. I mean, I think there
Right.
should be more investment happening, and there should be more impetus for investment. Small industries being given enough uh,
Impetus.
liquidity in order to invest in factories and machines. So, an overall economic growth is going to help all of us in the machines industry, and there should be incentives to invest in Indian machines made in India
Yeah.
with a lot of sound bites made out of Make in India and Made in India.
Sure.
Probably it's time to uh, provide an incentive for uh, buying local machines
Yep. Yep. Makes
instead of
sense. Okay.
so,
All right. So well done. Not so rapid in the rapid fire, but still well done overall. So that sort of concludes our big interview, Sajid. Thank you very much for doing this. And thank you, everybody who's tuned in for this. This is the big interview series brought to you by What Packaging Magazine and IPMI. So over and out, and hope you sort of tune in for the next one. Thank you.
thank